support extended by the government and the people of Iraq. The people and government of Iraq have always extended their support during the war. They have always supported the Iranian people who were victims to the Israeli-American aggression. We have also touched massive support by the Iraqi people who have always supported their Iranian brothers. So the first purpose of my visit is to extend thanks and appreciation to the government and the people of Iraq. The second one is to congratulate the new government recently formed in Iraq, led by the head of government, Mr. Azzaidi, and I'm here to extend all congratulations and to my dear friend and brothers for being re-elected as foreign minister. This is also an announcement of the continuation of the strategic partnership and healthy relations between our respective countries. We will continue with the current government as was with the previous to continue on all fronts: economic, cultural, security, and many to list. I say with absolute veracity that together with my counterpart, I also convey his well wishes to our leaders. A third purpose of this visit is to carry out the final preparations for the funeral processions of the fallen. Millions of the Iraqi people are willing to take part in the procession, and they have also submitted their requests to attend. In coordination with the Iraqi government, it was decided the funeral procession will be held in these holy sites. We extend all appreciation to the Iraqi government as they have formed a commission dedicated to this purpose. Today, I will have a joint meeting with the commission on the shape and form of the cooperation and this massive operation. And we hope it will be held in the most suitable fashion. Another purpose is to discuss bilateral relations, economic, political, and security. And there are many dimensions to our ties. And during these joint meetings, we will delve in all of them. Today, or earlier today, we had very fruitful discussions, namely on the strategic relations between the Islamic Republic of Iran and Iraq. Our ties are truly significant, and we are adamant to maintain and develop these ties. And this is what we are here to stress further today. I have briefed my counterpart the latest outcomes of the war imposed on Iraq and also the developments with respect to the Memorandum of Understanding signed between Iran and the United States and the latest developments within the Strait of Hormuz and Lebanon. And based on the said MOU, the Strait of Hormuz, remains under the total oversight and management of Iran. Throughout the 30 coming days, and after all obstacles are removed, the total capacity of the waterway will be restored. This is what we are working on, and this responsibility rests on the Islamic Republic of Iran. There is no other party or state has any stake or responsibility in this respect. This is totally clear under the Memorandum of Understanding, and any intervention or any unilateral action or any new development will result in exacerbating the situation and also delaying the reopening of the Strait of Hormuz. It will also raise the levels of tension and escalation as what we witnessed over the past 2 days. The incidents that took place within the Strait of Hormuz caused tension and instability to rise. Again, with respect to the management of the Strait of Hormuz and the procedures towards reopening the waterway, no party or state should interfere. They should honor their obligations under the MOU. Otherwise, the MOU would be derailed. Also, all parts of the memorandum should be honored, including the aggressions on Lebanon. Regretfully, the Zionist entity continues with their airstrike on Lebanon, and based on the commitment raised by the United States, which was also accepted by the Zionist entity, they should live up to the responsibility and force the Zionist entity to put an end to their attacks on Lebanon, in order to put an end to the war in Lebanon. Also, to cause the Zionist entity to pull out from the areas occupied. This was item 1 on the MOU. Earlier today, I spoke to Mr. Fuad Hussein on all these topics, also on the new security dynamics in the region. Many lessons were learned from this war, not only by Iran, but many regional countries, and based on the new realities, the security of the Persian Gulf should be reconsidered, where all the countries involved must be engaged without any foreign interference. And within this context, a proposal was made by Mr. Fuad Hussein to have talks between the GCC member states and Iraq and Iran. This proposal is welcomed, and we are prepared to extend all form of cooperation with the Iraqi government in this respect. Once again, I extend my appreciation to the Iraqi government and my fellow minister.
Well, that is Abbas Araghchi, Iran's Minister of Foreign Affairs, speaking in Baghdad, Iraq, after meeting with his counterpart there. He said that they discussed the memo of understanding between Iran and the United States and reiterated that any intervention or new developments will result in exacerbating the current situation and delay the reopening of the Strait of Hormuz, and also raise the levels of tension of what he said we have seen over the last 2 days, speaking there in regards to the US strikes on Iran and the retaliation of Iran on Gulf states, namely Bahrain and Kuwait. He also went on to say that all obligations should be honoured under the Memorandum of Understanding, and that the US should ensure that Israel ceases its strikes on Lebanon, and that it should ensure the end of its occupation of the south there, reiterating once again that Israel should stop striking Lebanese territory. We're going to go to Mahmoud Abdul Wahid in Baghdad, who's been standing by listening to that press conference. First of all, Mahmoud, can you just talk us through what else we heard from both foreign ministers there?
Well, Tom, apparently both foreign ministers are so much concerned about regional security. We heard from Iraq's Foreign Minister Fuad Hussein that he has just offered to mediate. Iraq can mediate between the 8 regional countries, the GCC 6 countries plus Iran and Iraq, to diffuse the tension and also reinstate stability in the region. As you know, that Iraq, one of the most affected countries by the tension in the region, by the war of the US-Israeli campaign on Iran, and also by the closure of the Strait of Hormuz. We've heard from Fuad Hussein that he has spoken with his counterpart Abbas Araghchi about several issues. On top of them, the peace in the region. Peaceful ways must be manipulated in order to achieve stability instead of war. As you know, that the closure of the Strait of Hormuz has impacted Iraq economically, which Iraq relies on oil revenues for mostly more than 95% of its national revenues. Also, this visit includes, on top of the agenda, the arrangements pertaining to holding a funeral to the late Iranian Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei early July, to be held here in Najaf and Karbala provinces in central Iraq, which are homes to holy shrines for Shia Muslims across the world. This visit is so strategic as it comes at a crucial moment, as the Memorandum of Understanding signed by the United States and Iran is so precarious and shaky. As you know, that Abbas Araghchi has just mentioned, as you've heard from him, that he's requesting the United States to adhere to the terms and articles of the Memorandum of Understanding, particularly Article number 1 pertaining to the ceasefire and cessation of hostilities on all fronts, and namely in Lebanon. Also, Abbas Araghchi reiterated Iran's objection and condemnation of the repeated attacks by the United States on Iranian military and ports facilities in southern Iran until last night. Abbas Araghchi also mentioned the fact that the arrangements to hold the funerals for the late Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei will be held in early July in Najaf and Karbala provinces here in Iraq. This is very strategic visit as it comes at a crucial moment. Iraq is a very strategic ally with Iran. As you know, that Iraq turned into a secondary battlefield during the military campaign by the United States and Israel on Iran.
Thank you so much for that, Mahmoud Abdul Wahid, for us there in Baghdad.